Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. It is a glorious morning. I know Vic feeling the spirit. I'm feeling the spirit. MJ feeling the spirit. We got a lot of good energy in the air today. Views and views, week 8, halfway mark of the season. Well, almost the halfway mark of the season because we got 17 games to play with now. But this is Views and Views, all treats, no tricks edition on Halloween. Plus, we're doing the Vegas giveaway, baby. There is no fine print. That is a real trip. You will get to go +1, 3 nights in Vegas. You could bet the house if you want to. Just don't come back and yell at us because we just giving you the trip. Whatever you do when you get there is on your own accord. MJ is live from Soldier Field, and he is
Yes,
a
sir.
soldier. What's going on, MJ?
Hey, you already know what it is, man. We never trip because we give trips. It's always how it is. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tune in to Monkey Night Fights. We're getting people paid too. And I'm dropping J because it's fade away perfect. I am lit right now. I ain't gonna even lie to you. But I'm still gonna make sure that I give y'all what y'all need. You pulled up to the scene. We're gonna give y'all a good football talk. We got Mo, we got Vic, Jerm will be coming on soon. I promise you that. And we're gonna explain everything in detail as to what you need as far as this trip goes. So Mo already introduced it. You know what I'm saying? We don't get into Uncle Sam's business, so you got to pay the taxes on that. Taxes and airline fees is on you. But we got you on the hotel accommodations, 3 nights, 4 days. I don't know how much better we can get with that. So make sure y'all tune in. We're going to take the first 15 people that put it in the phrase that pays, and we're going to make sure it happens. But you don't know what the phrase that pays is until we actually go ahead and cook. But when it happens, I'm going to let y'all know. So let me go ahead and sweep this over to Vic, because I know Vic will talk y'all some of that game. So go ahead, Vic. Talk to the people.
Yeah, man. Some, exciting news, exciting day. I think that this is a stepping stone in our movement. Pretty big news and stuff like that. I'm just trying to stay humble because that's the energy we need nowadays. All right. Shout out to MJ and his team of just everything that he's creating out there in his area and stuff like that with the kids and stuff like that, man. Just I love the attire that is provided. And I'm gonna need that sweatshirt next, bro. So let's get that retired player. All right. What's good, Mo?
I'm just sharing the link right now.
Yeah.
All the platforms.
Yeah. Let's get that out there. Germ, like they said, is coming in soon. We'll start about with the games as soon as he jumps in. I'll have the injury reports. We'll have some fantasy tips, the little bit that we know. You know what I mean? The film talks to us. Despite it not being available 100% like we would like it to be, it's still there. It's still useful to a certain extent. Shout out to MJ again. He's out there in an undisclosed location. I don't know if he wants to let the people know sooner or later where he's at, but he hanging out, he having fun, man. That's what all life is all about, having fun. And we know God is breathing on this, right, Mo?
Yes, sir. That's why we got a chance on this. That's why we got a chance on this. If y'all ain't already know, we are going through a Donda phase. Okay.
Yeah.
As Hove said, God in my cells, that's my celly, made in the image of God. That's a selfie. We got a great show planned for y'all today. We're gonna give you all the latest. We're going to give you the fantasy advice. Moneyline Myron is on the road, but that does not mean that he will not give you a chance to take money home. Let's get rocking. Let's get rolling. We got about 8 minutes till the actual kickoff of this show. We want people to get settled in. Again, at some point during this show, the giveaway will be there. I'm going to say the phrase. MJ going to let y'all know I said the phrase. And then you got to hashtag it in the comment section. Everybody who comments will officially be entered into the sweepstakes tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, on the Monday night overdues and past dues of the show. We will officially announce the winner of the 3-day Vegas giveaway brought to you by the scene, put together by Myron and Marquita, his first lady. So shout out to y'all. God bless. Let's get talking off rip. Fellas, breaking news this morning developing. Seems like the Houston Texans are going to hang on a little bit longer to Deshaun Watson into the offseason. Personally, a little surprised by this. There's got to be something in the background that's not really coming out as to why a deal didn't exactly get done. I don't just think it's the Texans just being stubborn. If it is, to me, the longer the Texans hold on, the more his value isn't really going to be what they want it to be. That's just my humble opinion on it. I feel like they could have gotten a deal and gotten a good deal, but let's see what happens as we go into the offseason. Vic, your thoughts on the latest news surrounding Deshaun Watson?
I mean, but for some of the stuff that I've been reading more is just that the offer might, or what the proposal or what they want in return is a little too pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we're hearing about the 3 first-round picks, but even I guess they were even interested in Christian McCaffrey from the Panthers with the 3 first-round picks. So, I would trade McCaffrey to get a Deshaun Watson, but to go with 3 first-round picks, I mean, that is kind of pricey.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. If a deal is not done because of a difference of 1 first-round pick, that goes to show you how valuable that may be to certain teams and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty sure there's teams that will go with 2 first-round picks, but then when you say you want 3, that might be a little bit rich for some of these teams. Yeah, especially value, the draft as a form of building their football team, basically.
Absolutely. I mean,
Go
ahead,
let me say, let me go ahead and keep it $1.25 like an adolescent's weight. John Watson is on a level in which he is a top 5 quarterback. Mm-hmm. But the problem was he is in a franchise in which he doesn't want to be there no more. So they had to do certain things to devalue his character. But what they didn't understand is when you devalue a person's character, now somebody only wants 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. And in the back of your head, he's worth way more than that 30 to 40 cents on the dollar you have to settle for. Yep. So now you're playing the stock game. You're hoping that you could be able to get the best option possible, but it's not going to happen because you already put him through the ringer because you thought he was going to stay. That's the problem. Right. You can't have it both ways. You can't say this person is trash and then tell me it's worth all of these millions. Yeah. It doesn't even work that way.
Yeah.
That's right. That's no equivalent to a thought telling me she ran through like 100 people and said, well, I had to take her out. Like, that's stupid. Why would I take out a thought that's been ran out on 100 people? Like, no, I want what all the other 100 people have. I just want it easy like that. Don't put me on that pedestal. That's the problem that people don't understand. Like, you can't value a person and then put value on it. And, this was in my... Again, this was in my past life. I don't do that no more. So,
disclaimer.
I don't do that no more. Long time ago. I was off standing. Now I'm found.
That's right.
With all of that though being said, though, you can't do that. That is horrible business. That's bad business. If anything, you could say he probably made this mistake here that we have in the news, but his character is good. He's a great football player. Now you can get 70 cents on the dollar and be able to settle. But because y'all tried to defame his character because y'all tried to keep him, now everybody else is like, well, if he's this bad, this is all I'm going to give you for it.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
Nope.
And that's what happens when you be petty. When you be petty, you don't get what you deserve in real life in the long run. So stop fucking being petty, people.
Well, we see the energy that MJ on. I think that's an excellent point, MJ. I mean, the Texans kind of dug this hole themselves. They slandered Deshaun Watson themselves. They knew about what was happening. And then the minute he said, bump your football team, they wanted all these things to get out. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, he's still worth this. He's still worth that. From a football perspective, I'm not going to talk about what MJ talked about because that was spot on perfect. From a football perspective, if you're the Carolina Panthers, why in the world would you want to give up 3 first-round picks? You get Deshaun Watson, great. You could give up Christian McCaffrey, give up a first-round pick, give up a third-round pick, give up a second-round pick. But you're not giving up 3 first-round picks. Why? As we're going to talk about a little later, one of the major reasons for the Panthers' struggle as the season has progressed is that offensive line. That offensive line is far from a finished product. And as we know, no beef, no Lombardi. That's the only thing that matters in this league when you want to get to February. And I think for Carolina, Deshaun Watson is not the player that you want to give up all these picks for, because you still could work it out with Sam Darnold if you get healthy, if you get the offensive line together, because as we know, that defense is spectacular. If you're the Dolphins, you want to make this pick. If you're the Dolphins, you want to make this move. You want to make this trade. Make it sensible. Even if you overpay, there's no such thing once you get Deshaun Watson on there. Vic, anything else you want to add before we move on?
Yeah, no, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for the support. Thanks for jumping on. Dion Reed, asked a great question here. If he wonders if this year's quarterback class, the weakness there has to do with, what their asking price is. That's the word on the streets and the scouting streets is that the quarterback class for 2022 is going to be weak. So, I mean, they could still probably get a good, offer from these teams come, the offseason in March before the draft maybe, and see what they, maybe they can get the 3 first-round picks. So we'll see. I know that the Dolphins may be shopping Devontae Parker as well. If he was offered along with some picks in that, we don't know. But they can definitely wait because, like I said, that's the word on the streets is that the quarterback class in 2022 is kind of weak.
Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Dion Reed got it started. April in there. Jay Ham in there. Josh Storms in there. Verdell in there. The First Lady, as always, present. Jerry in there. Big Shot in there. Matt in there. Focus on the road, Matt. Josh Storms in there. Joe in there. We got a lot of people in the Tay work in there. Same thing, Taylor. Make sure you focus on the road, sir. But shout out to everybody in the comment section. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. But Germ is still about a minute away. Get into some brief injury reports as we get into the game. We'll talk about everything, but just some of the notables. Rob Gronkowski, game time decision. He's going to get a little pre-workout in. He's been missing a month with a rib injury. I think the Buccaneers have been overly cautious with Rob Gronkowski, and that is a good thing. So even if he doesn't play today, I'm not worried about Gronk heading into the deep stretch of the season and into the postseason. Von Miller, ankle injury, game time decision as well. More of a Broncos comfort decision as to whether they want to play him today or maybe just keep him for betterment of his long-term health. T.Y. Hilton, he's back today after missing last week. He's only played in 1 game so far this year, but he is coming back just in time for this Colts offense that is surging, playing against a division foe in a huge Week 8 divisional matchup that we will talk about much more detail coming up. Austin Eckler, listed questionable with a hip. He is going to play. I don't think there was ever any doubt from the Chargers or even the Patriots that he wasn't going to play. He is definitely playing today. Devontae Parker, he's out. And Alex Collins with a groin, he's also expected to play. As for Cleveland is in a bit of a sticky situation. We'll talk about it some more. Odell Beckham isn't 100%. Nick Chubb is playing, though. So is Jedrick Wills. That'll be huge. But Jadeveon Clowney and Denzel Ward are both, well, Clowney is questionable / doubtful / game time decision. So we'll keep you updated as the show goes. And then Denzel Ward is 100% out for this game. And we just got some breaking news that Calvin Ridley will be out in this game as well. Calvin Ridley playing the Panthers. He will not be playing. That just came across my screen right there. So Vic, you ready to get into these games?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get like Mo said, we'll get into the injuries as the hour goes along. Be sure to watch, any breaking news as well if you're into the fantasy, because what we give you might just be from last night's final injury reports, and the actual final, what is officially going to happen to some of these players will come through by 12:30. So make sure you're also keeping an eye on that as the show goes along. And we'll keep an eye on it as well.
Well, there we go. Akeem Hicks. We'll talk about that later. Akeem Hicks has just been ruled out. He was expected to play, but he's just been ruled out. See, a lot of these are coming out now. Oh, wait. He's in. He's in. They said in at first, but then they said in, not inactive, in. So he is in. Okay. As we got Germ So True coming on the line just in time. Once again, a little recap for y'all. This is the Views and Dues, all treats, no tricks edition. Week 8. We are doing a Vegas giveaway. Make sure you stick around. Make sure you are listening because the key phrase will be said at some point during the show. I promise you it's not going to be in the last 5 minutes, but I can also tell you it's not going to be within the first 15 minutes. You got to earn this giveaway, but stick around because it's only entertainment. Germ So True, what's going on?
Let me just say, I'm just glad to be here with y'all. That's all we're
Amen, brother. Amen. Amen, brother.
Mo
God breathed on
knows,
this.
Mo knows that life of Mr. So True is yeah. So
Yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah. Hey, Jaron, don't worry, man. Shortly here in the future, we're gonna be going down to Miami to the F up the Fountain Blue. Desmond King, I'm gonna just start giving these as they come out. Desmond King, fellas, healthy scratch. A little more detail on Calvin Ridley. He has a personal matter, and that is why he is not playing.
That's
So,
twice.
I don't know what's going on exactly, but
Yeah,
hope
that's
everything.
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you what's going on?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sources say the reason why he doesn't want to play, excuse me, the reason why he is not playing is the sources that I've heard says he's traumatized with Matt Ryan. That's just what I heard in the street.
Yeah. Anyways, regardless of it, we do
That
hope
listen,
that
that's twice. That's twice his personal reasons that he's not available. So you know.
Amen.
Hold on. Sherman's just pulling out his energy. That's it. He's just pulling out his energy. That's it.
Regardless, whatever the reason is, we hope everything is good with your family, Calvin.
Yes.
And we hope everything is good with your mental health, as that is important, as this is the last day of October, which if you are in the mental health community, you know how significant October is historically for some reason. I don't know why, but we hope everybody's doing well. We hope everybody's locked in. If you need an outlet, you got plenty to go to. If you can't find one, reach out to one of us. We promise you we will help out because we take things seriously when it comes to that mental health, as we have all dealt with it personally on some level, whether us personally or somebody that we know and love personally. So if you are not able to find an outlet, reach out to us, The Scene, and we got you. We will get you to somebody who you need. Let's get started. Let's get to these games. We got a great slate of games. We got some divisional matchups. We got some key matchups. We got some matchups that are quite pivotal in terms of shaping up the picture of this NFL season. Let's start it off with Carolina going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Over-under is 46.5. The Panthers are getting 3 points, which means the Falcons are favored by 3 points. CJ Henderson and Shaq Thompson for the Panthers are questionable, but they are expected to play. If anything develops, we will let you know. Stephon Gilmore, to me, the best corner in the game. He's finally back on the field. He is active, making his Panthers debut, adding a boost to an already strong defense, an already strong secondary, who's really the only thing they've been lacking is veteran presence in that secondary room. And now they got it with a Super Bowl champion and a straight up dog on the outside. And if you need him to cover Kyle Pitts, which I think he will do, he will be there. As for the Falcons, as we talked about, Calvin Ridley is out. Fellas, for this game, real simple for me. Sam Darnold has been struggling the last 4 games, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He has been, when you're a Jet, I guess you're a Jet all the way. But as we talked about, the biggest reason for their struggle has been that young offensive line. As we were talking about the Panthers and how well they were doing early in the season, the one thing we cautioned was that offensive line is still young. There's still holes. They haven't played together very long. So there's still a lot to work out. And that ugly face is starting to show itself as the season progresses. Luckily for them, they are going up against a defense that has struggled both in pass and in pressure. So maybe, just maybe, they get a little momentum here going and they can get into some sort of rhythm against a butter defense like the Atlanta Falcons. As for the Falcons offense, as I talk about, Arthur Smith, I think, is doing some very good things with that offense in Atlanta. I don't think Arthur Smith is the long-term solution. I think Arthur Smith is much more suited as an offensive coordinator, but he is doing a decent job in his first stint as a head coach for the Falcons. And they're getting Kyle Pitts involved. They're getting the run game going. They're using the play action. They're using more quick passing games. Cordero Patterson is getting more and more involved. So I think Atlanta is doing a lot of good things. I'm going to leave my predictions to the very end when we bring it back. Vic, get us started with this one.
Yeah, so like Mo said, you have Calvin Ridley out for this game. that's basically, in terms of the Falcons, seems like a healthy team overall. Terrence Marshall is also out for the Panthers with concussion issues. So that may be more targets for the top two wide receivers. And yeah, I mean, basically, to me in this game, the Panthers have a chance to get back in the winning ways with this game. They've lost 4 in a row after starting 3-0. I mean, they have a chance against this defense, who is, like Mo said, at the bottom of the league in many categories. They have a chance to get things going again. The pass rush for the Falcons should not give this Panthers offensive line any issues. The Panthers offensive line, like we alluded to earlier, is a weakness of this football team. But they should be able to get things going against the Falcons. One notable thing, Mike Davis just seems to not be getting as much carries as before. He got paid, very well for his performance last year, backing up Christian McCaffrey, but the Falcons are not using him. So again, Cordarrelle Patterson might be a good play as they're using him a lot more, in the backfield and stuff like that. That might be a good play for fantasy purposes. Are we making predictions now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the Panthers. I think they'll win this game. I just think that, they have the opportunity to take control of this football game with a better run game and stuff like that. So I'll take the Panthers to win this game.
Okay, Germ.
I feel like I should just take the team that has the better animal at this stage, as the mascot, because do I like Falcons more or Panthers more? This is a situation where I think I like Panthers a little bit more, but then, I mean, the Falcons are like the distant cousin of the Eagle. So, Eagles is slaw, the Falcons is slaw. Most of the teams that got a bird is slaw. So give me the team that got the land animal,
which is the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see, MJ, go ahead.
All right, so I hate that I'm working with all two of these dudes, but I'm gonna say it like this. All right, the Panthers, everything that is in my body, every fiber in my being, when I pick them to do something, they do the opposite.
Right.
So I have to actually pick something and then pick the opposite of it, just so that I don't feel bad. Even if I'm wrong on picking the opposite, I don't be as pissed as I am if I pick my gut feeling. So I think Atlanta is going to win this game. That's why I'm picking the Panthers.
All right, here's
up. Hey, it's a fucked up situation, but that's my relationship with the Panthers. I don't know what they are. They're going to go 8-9. I don't know what 9 games they're going to lose.
Don't know what 8 games they're going to win.
I don't know what they're going to win. They're going to go 8-9. I don't know what games they're going to lose.
Yeah.
So, because every fiber in my being is saying the Falcons is going to win, I'm going to pick the Panthers. So, as I always tell y'all, when any Panthers game goes up, do not gamble on this game.
Yep.
Just don't gamble on it. It's simple.
Listen, man, I really had a lot of faith in the Panthers last week to get on track and do some good things. I love that Stephon Gilmore is there. I do think he's going to make a difference. Deep down, I think the Panthers will win this game as well, but I'm rolling with Atlanta because I can't pick you 2 weeks in a row after you lose to the damn Giants 25-3. I'm just not doing it, okay? I'm not hoping on hope. I'm just not doing it. So give me Atlanta to win this game. I'm going Atlanta 26-24. But as MJ said, from a betting standpoint, stay away. Next game, quick one here, fellas. You got Miami going to Buffalo. Over under is 48.5. The Dolphins are getting 14 points. I do think that's a little high, being that it is a division game for the Bills. They are relatively healthy with the exception of their tight end, Dawson Knox. He is going to miss this one. For the Dolphins, Devontae Parker will not be playing in this game. He might get traded tomorrow. And then their cornerback, who they drafted from Auburn, Noah Igbenegene, he is questionable, unlikely to play. But if anything develops over these next hour or so, we will let you know. Simply put, I'm taking the Dolphins with the points. No, I'm not. I made that mistake a few weeks ago. Give me the Bills by a lot. Vic?
I mean, listen, the Bills, you know, they took care of business the first time around, and it was, you know, by a lot, basically, when you shut out a team in the NFL these days. That's an impressive thing to do for defense. So, again, I don't, you know, Devontae Parker, like Mo said, is out. You know, Jalen Waddle, for any fantasy purposes, will get a lot of targets today. It is up to you to determine what he will produce with those targets. But I think that the Bills take care of this game easy fashion, especially with that game being up there in Buffalo. Cold weather, because it's pretty up cold here in the Northeast.
Germ?
Well, let's start at the top. The easiest thing for us to break down for a game like this is it's really, really, really crucial that we focus and limit turnovers, because divisional games like this will be decided like that. Buffalo, you're riding high right now. You're riding high right now. Don't have that letdown game. You shouts out to Miami. Y'all might as well just go and make that phone call.
It's not. Apparently, it's not going to happen, Jeremy. I know you weren't here to start the show, but apparently that trade is not going to happen this year.
No, but if they ain't calling them, they need to call somebody. So they need to call Goodell and go ahead and get that pick in. The pick is in. Give me Buffalo, because they should dominate the entire game, like every phase, offense, defense, special teams, and give me them by a landslide. Shouts out to Calico. Yeah, give me a landslide. 37-7.
Giving the Dolphins some points.
Yeah, give them 7 points. I give them 7
points.
MJ?
It's a lot of music going on, but it's okay. I'm going to go Bills because I always pick the best football team in these situations, especially in conference. So let me go ahead and go Bills. That's the only reason why I'm picking them, because they're the better football team. That's it.
Okay. Next game on the docket. Listen, this game, I don't know how much MJ wants to talk about this game, but we got the 49ers going to the Windy City. Windy City looking beautiful today. Over-under in this game is 40. Straight 40, not 40 and a half, not 40.2. No, it can't be 40.2. It is straight 40. And then the Bears are getting 4 points, which means the San Francisco 49ers are favored on the road by 4 points. There is a lot to get into with this injury report. Matter of fact, I had to write this injury report on our own sheet because there's a lot to talk about. Let's start with the Chicago Bears. Jimmy Graham, tight end, activated from the COVID-19 list. He will be playing today. Akeem Hicks, he was expected to play. He was questionable, then doubtful, then game time decision, then likely to play. He is now playing in this game. So is Deshaun Gibson, also playing. Khalil Mack is out for this game. As for the 49ers, Maurice Hurst out. Jaquez Tart put on IR this week. He's out. Aziz I can't understand my own handwriting.
Shire.
He's out for this game. D Ford is also out with a concussion. And the 49ers, they got some very notable players on the injured reserve list. They just added Javon Kinlaw. He joins George Kittle, Raheem Mostert, Grinlaw, Jason Verrett, who's been on IR his whole career, unfortunately, and the kicker, Robbie Gould. Vic, let's start with you on this one. What you got?
You also got Trent Williams, who is questionable, so I don't know if there's an update on him, if he will play. Okay.
Yes,
so I mean, it's Khalil Mack. That is basically the engine of the Bears defense, the pass rush right there. So it should be interesting. The 49ers should be able to dominate up front. Like with Khalil not available. So I'm taking the 49ers in this game. I think that Jimmy, it looks like it's nice, good weather, should be able to have a good performance. Look for Deebo Samuel to have another good game. He has been the target monster for Jimmy and the 49ers. So I'm taking the 49ers to win this game.
Term.
Give me the Bears. I mean, we had a lot of fours up there. The point spread was 40. You said what else was it? We had
the line.
The line was 4.
The points, yeah.
So give me the team to get their 4th win, the Bears.
Okay, 4-4-4. Shout out to Hova. MJ.
Hey, you see where I'm at? You think I'm really picking the 49ers where I'm at right now? It's funny because my uncle is a huge 49ers fan, and he traveled with his chapter all the way down here just to tailgate with us, and that's love. But I am not about to pick the 49ers after he traveled all the way down. This has nothing to do with with football acumen. This is just, I'm feeling the vibe. I'm going with the Bears off of only vibe, which means do not go with my pick on this because this is all emotion. This is the emotional pick.
Hey, man, energy is a real thing, okay? And Matt Nagy is not playing in this game. He will not be coaching in this game. So if you ask me, that favors the Bear even more. Justin Fields, as we know, he is the highest sack quarterback in the NFL. That is a little bit offensive line. That is a little bit on him. And as German Vic talk about often, him just not being able to process the information fast enough. So hopefully he updates his processor over the offseason. As for the 49ers defense, it is Nick Bosa or Bussa. He is the only player on this defense actually making an impact on a week-to-week basis. The rest of that defensive line, kind of similar to what's going on with Washington. They're just not stepping up. They got focusing on one guy, and everybody else is just not doing their job well enough. Their run defense, their pass defense, everything across the board for this 49ers defense has gone down, which only gives more credit to Robert Saleh and what he was just doing with that 49ers defense. The Bears defense as well. It's really been Khalil Mack and Roquan Smith and everybody else because nobody else has really been stepping up. Akeem Hicks, he hasn't been 100% all year, but still they need other guys to step up. Robert Quinn is back for this game. He was activated off that COVID-19 list, so maybe he'll give them a boost. I really think the Bears have a strong chance to upset the 49ers in this game. I think Justin Fields has got to make plays with his legs. I think Khalil Herbert is in for another big game. They gave him 25 carries. He might go for $150. And I'm being real on that one. Now, on the flip side, Elijah Mitchell, you give him 25 carries. He might also go for $150. So I think this is going to be a fast-paced game as long as both teams play within their element. If they start getting Justin Fields to drop back and throw, if they start getting Jimmy Garoppolo to drop back and throw, this game might go on for 5-6 hours. I'm not even exaggerating. But if both of these teams play within their element, it's going to be a quick game. And I think that favors the Bears just a little bit more. So give me the Bears to win this game. I think it's going to be a muddy game. I think it's going to be a good game. Give me the Bears 22-20 in this win. Maybe like a last-second field goal or something. But I'm going with the Chicago Bears. Next game on the docket, we got an AFC North showdown. Anytime these two teams meet, it's going to be a dogfight, an absolute dogfight, no matter what. You got the Steelers going to Cleveland. Over-under is 43. Pittsburgh is getting 4 points, which means Cleveland is favored by 4 points. Eric Ebron is out, and Melvin Ingram is doubtful. Now, Melvin Ingram, he was probably one of their biggest free agent acquisitions. He hasn't quite performed up to the level that they've needed him to perform. Don't be surprised if tomorrow at some point he gets traded out of the big ketchup bottle. As for the Browns, Denzel Ward out. Donovan Peoples-Jones out. Jadeveon Clowney, questionable. Odell Beckham, questionable. Malik Jackson, questionable. Now, Beckham, Jackson, and Clowney all are expected to play. But if anything develops over the next hour, we will let y'all know. On the good news front, Nick Chubb and Jedrick Wills will be playing in this game. Why is that good news? Because Baker Mayfield is basically playing with one shoulder today. I think it's very risky. I don't know if it's very necessary. He's got some strap that he's going to be wearing. It might affect the velocity of his throw. It might affect him how he plays. Mentally, we know Baker's going to go 100%. So is he going to be a little more hesitant? Is he going to be a little more careful? Is that going to get him to not take as many risks? Is that going to affect the overall passing game of this team? I say yes to all the above. I think the Cleveland Browns are going into this game very cautiously, and all they need to do is hope that they don't do more damage to Baker Mayfield in this one. I'm gonna leave my prediction till the end. Germ, let's start with you.
Well, I mean, I ain't about to waste too much time on this game. Just because of the circumstance that I was put in today, give me Pittsburgh.
Jeez, that's it?
That's it. That's all he's got to say.
That's all you got to say?
That's all I got today.
Vic, go ahead, Vic.
Straight disrespect.
The Baker Mayfield situation, it's unfortunate. This is a team that I expected to challenge for the AFC Championship. Unfortunately, he's playing with a shoulder with a few injuries to that shoulder. So again, for fantasy purposes, this might be a run-heavy offense, run-heavy game plan for the Browns today. Like Mo said, you got Nick Chubb coming back, and Dearness Johnson should get, half at least of the carries, and I'm sure Germ would like to see that happen. So I think that for fantasy purposes, I think Nick Chubb and DeForest Johnson are good plays. For Pittsburgh, they've gotten a lot better with running the football. Najee Harris has been impressive, and that offensive line has improved. With that being said, I'm going to take the Steelers in this game. I think they'll be able to control the clock. I think the injuries will be too significant for the Browns to overcome. Baker, just if you throw an interception, man, just immediately go to the sideline. Stop trying to be in the middle of the situation. Stop trying to make a tackle. Just because you threw an interception, just step away, because, it's basically hanging by a string from all the reports you hear on that injury. Yeah. So
right. If it was his right shoulder, it would be season-ending surgery. So, no MJ, what's up?
I had to unmute myself. So I actually picked Pittsburgh for this game because, once again, I don't really trust conference games. All the things that you think on paper should make sense, it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to pick Pittsburgh on this for everything that you said. They're on their third string running back, which, by the way, he is a really good running back. But let's be real. He's not Nick Chubb. He's not Kareem Hunt. Let's just be honest. Mm-hmm. And also, all of the weapons that are available for Pittsburgh are there, and they're coming off a bye week. So I'm picking Pittsburgh for those reasons. So, once again, I know that I'm faded. Y'all see me fish on this thing. Trust me, I'm locked in when it comes to making sure y'all make money. I'm picking Pittsburgh mainly because I really just feel like Cleveland is in a trap game situation.
Okay. I'm torn on this one. I'm not gonna lie to you, because on the one hand, I think Pittsburgh, again, they have a formula. They're gonna stick to the formula, and they're gonna do their very best to play 60 minutes within that formula. Cleveland, on the other hand, it's all about their run game. It's all about their play action. I really don't know what to expect in this one. This game could go so many different ways. And the fact that this is their first time playing each other this year, coming off a bye for the Steelers, all the injuries happening for Cleveland, this game could go so many different ways. My instincts just tell me to roll with the Pittsburgh Steelers today. I think Baker's going to struggle. I think Baker's going to have a little bit of a battle within himself all game. I think the first time TJ Watt hits him, he is going to be thinking about it all game. I think the Steelers are going to come at him hard and early, try to get him in those third and long situations, try to get him to read the field, speed up his mental clock, because his mental clock, every time he drops back, is already going to be accelerated because he doesn't want to take that hit. So he sees all these different looks, all these different coverages. They got corners coming. They got defensive linemen dropping back. They got Cam Hayward collapsing the pocket. I think there's going to be too much chaos for Baker to be comfortable at any point during this game. And I think that is the only edge that Pittsburgh really has. So give me the Steelers to win this game. I'm going Pittsburgh. I'll go 19-16. I really think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and that's really the only way Pittsburgh can win games, but they're going to make enough plays to win games, and I think they will cause some turnovers, win the field position battle, and overall, just Mike Tomlin and that team just have a little more of an edge to them than the Cleveland Browns in this game. Also, this needs to be Odell Beckham's last game as a Cleveland Brown. I don't think anybody wants to trade for him. Doesn't seem like there's any sort of traffic on him, but somebody got to trade for him because Cleveland needs to get him out of there for the betterment of Cleveland and for the betterment of Odell Beckham Jr. That's a wrap on this game. Next game on the docket, you got the Philadelphia Eagles playing the Detroit Lions. Over under is 48. Detroit 3.5 points is what they're getting. Quite simply, Detroit does not know how to win football games. They are a competitive football team. They are gonna be a competitive football team. You're not necessarily gonna blow them out. They just don't know how to win football games. I'm going with Philadelphia to win this game. Jalen Hurts has played much better than I expected him to play. So shout out to him. A lot of credit goes to him. Give me Philadelphia to win this game. I'll go 27-20 Philly. Vic.
Listen, despite the 0-7 record for the Lions, I think that they've played tight games. So I think that, this is a team that is due for a win. And I think this is a perfect week to do that. Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal, has been better than I expected. But I think with DeAndre Swift in that run game, I think that the Lions are able to control the clock. And I think that they'll be able to win this game and definitely, get their first win this season. Again, DeAndre Swift should be a great play for fantasy purposes. Jalen Hurts as well. But give me the Lions in this game.
Term.
It's really simple. I'm not picking these teams. I wanted to end in a tie because I'm over both teams. I'm just over it.
We'll get MJ. There he is.
No, I never leave. I just went to the RV.
Ooh, RV trip.
No, because be honest with you, like I said, I'm literally at a tailgate right now.
Okay.
I was in between trucks, and I'm like, that's not professional. Then I was eating in front of y'all. That ain't professional. So I want to get professional with y'all. So I got to the RV, and I'm going to pick the Eagles because they actually care about playing football. And to be honest with you, like with Lions, they just can't play 60 minutes of football. They can't. Even if they want to, they can't. So I'm going with the Eagles with this one. Definitely bet on the Eagles.
They had it on the table.
Next game on the docket, we got the Rams going to the Texans, 16.5 points. 16.5 points is what the Rams are favored by. It is pretty big. A couple of years ago, the year the Patriots went to the Super Bowl, they were favored by like 23 points against the Jets, and they won by like 35. So still, it's things like this happen in the NFL. Really simple for this one. Andrew Whitworth is out. Sebastian Joseph Day is out, and Jalen Ramsey is questionable for the Texans. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. I'm going with the Rams. Obviously, I think they can cover these 16.5 points. So give me the Rams 35-10. Germ?
Give me the Rams. Let's just make it simple. We don't have to make this into rocket science. Give me the Rams.
MJ?
Rams.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next game on the... my bad, Vic. No. My bad, Vic.
No, I'm going with the Rams. I just, Cooper Kupp for fantasy purposes, great play. The Los Angeles Rams defense, Aaron Donald, 2 or 3 sacks this week. That's a great play for fantasy purposes as well.
Absolutely. Next game, showdown, heavyweight fight. You got the Indianapolis Colts hosting the Tennessee Titans. Over-under is 51. Vegas said, I'm going to give Tennessee 2.5 points, which means Indy is favored by 2.5 points at home. T.Y. Hilton, Xavier Rhodes, and tackle Braden Smith all expected to play in this game, which means the Colts are surging, which means the Colts are getting healthy, which means the Colts are finding a run game. The Colts are coming. Those Mustangs they are coming. You could feel that stampede. As for the Titans, Julio Jones, Quintorris Jones is out for this game. Rashaan Evans, their linebacker, he is out for this game. This is really simple. These two teams match up in a weird way. Styles make fights. There's a lot of things that are comparable. There's a lot of things that contrast. For example, Indy doesn't pressure well, and Tennessee is protecting better. So does that mean that Tennessee's going to try to throw the ball a little more? We know Derrick Henry, he had 25 carries for like 3.2 yards or something last week. Is that going to get better? Vic, let's start off with you, and then we'll bring it on back.
Yeah, I mean, one interesting stat for this game, Jonathan Taylor has his first career back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. Can he make it 3 this week against the Titans? The last time any Colts running back has had 3 straight 100-yard rushing games was Edgerrin James back in 2005. Okay, wow. So about 16 years ago, that's three games in a row in which a Colts running back has not had 100 rushing yards. I think Jonathan Taylor gets it today. They have looked significantly better with Quentin Nelson coming back. So I'm taking the Colts. This should be a very tight game. Can they at least contain Derrick Henry in that run game? That's going to be the interesting nugget. But I think both running backs are going to be outstanding plays for this game. In terms of who wins, like I said, let me get the Colts in this game.
I love it. I love it. Germ? We can't hear you, Germ.
This game is a little tougher for me because I think this game is going to be decided in one way. And the same thing applies for the same team, for the other team in the equation. Whoever runs the ball better and controls the line of scrimmage better in the run game is going to be the team that wins this game. Unfortunately, I just don't know which team I have more faith in at this stage of the season. So go ahead and just give me Buffalo.
MJ?
Not Buffalo.
I know what you mean.
You
I know
threw
what you mean.
because I'm like, we already picked Buffalo.
Give me the Oilers.
I hate you for that. So here's the funny thing about this. Like, I actually hit up my homie, and because he was like, do you take the Tennessee or the Colts? I told him the Colts. I'm like, because conference games is weird, first and foremost. Like, they're not going to take away your first and second thing that you like to do. Do I trust Tannehill 2 weeks in a row? No, I don't. So give me the Colts on this one. This is going to be my special as to where I don't feel like Tennessee, even though they are not the underdog, is going to win. Like, you can't go all Sundays with everybody who is supposed to be the favorite winning. So this is my any given Sunday win. So give me the Indianapolis Colts.
Absolutely. And I do think the Colts have a strong chance to win this game. Number one, if you look at it, in their first meeting this year, Jonathan Taylor only had 10 carries. He was averaging like 6 yards a clip, but they only gave him the ball 10 times. So I think they need to make an emphasis on running that ball more and controlling the clock a little bit, controlling the pace a little bit more. We saw what the Titans defense did to Patrick Mahomes last week. They hit him 9 times. 4 of those came in the form of sacks. And this Titans defense is coming in with a lot of confidence. So if I'm Indianapolis, I got to flip the momentum to my side. If I'm Indy, I got to say, yo, you on my field. I'm controlling this game. We know what Carson Wentz can be. And this year, Carson Wentz has been resurgent. It seems like he is back in form. 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception. That is the key thing. We know interceptions are overrated, but when quarterback is not throwing them, but he's still going deep and still taking shots, that's something that's very, very vital to a team's success. And there was one more thing I had. Oh, the Colts offensive line. Key thing here. The Colts offensive line is playing better. They are getting healthier. They're not giving up too many sacks, but they're still giving up sacks at a higher clip than what they did last year and years prior. And that's because they haven't been as healthy as they've been in years prior, but they're getting some guys back. Quentin Nelson is feeling strong. Braden Smith is coming back. So I think the Colts have everything they need in this one on the offensive side of the ball to score points and keep the pressure on Ryan Tannehill. Now, in order to keep the pressure on Ryan Tannehill, you got to score points, but you got to limit Derrick Henry. You know, and I don't mean just in the run game. You got to limit him in the screen game and in everything else. He's going to get his yards from scrimmage. So you got to find a way to limit that and make Tannehill throw without Julio Jones, especially make him throw more often than he wants to, than the Titans would like him to. So if it's for the Colts to win this game, simply put, man, they got to risk it all to stop Derrick Henry. That is the only way they're going to win this game. So give me the Colts. I'm taking the Colts 31-27.
Hey, hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. The phrase that pays has been said by Mo Knows, Big Mo Schefter. Risk it all is the phrase that prays. Risk it all is the phrase that pays. So with that being said, as of right now, if you are subscribed to the same, you can hashtag risk it all and your Twitter handle, Instagram handle, or Facebook handle, and we will put you on the wheel to spin it on Monday to be able to win this free trip to Las Vegas. Now, with this free trip, I got to repeat it just in case you came in late. I'm going to repeat it. We do not deal with your affairs with Uncle Sam. There are taxes that come with Uncle Sam. There are taxes that come with hotels. You have to pay the taxes and the flight. But we are going to give you the 3-night, 4-day stay to Las Vegas. We will pay for that part. We got you. So as of right now, I need for everybody who is watching this YouTube right now, we're going to do the first 15. I need for everybody who's watching this YouTube right now to hashtag risk it all and put your Twitter handle. Put your Facebook handle. Put your Instagram handle. Either one of the three will suffice.
Yeah.
But there is no reason why you should be not doing that right now. We got my people on it right now, making sure that we get the first 15. So the first 15 will be put on the wheel. And tomorrow on Monday Night Football, we're going to roll that reel once. And I'm going to tell you something else. My guy, Mo Schefter, my brother from another mother, said he will pay the taxes on it. He's paying the taxes on it. So all you got to worry about is the flight.
All you got to worry about.
People to make sure I said this. Mo said he is going to front the taxes so that all you got to pay is the flight.
That's it. Everything else is covered. Okay, I talked to Uncle Sam. I was like, yo, I know you and I got some history. I got him covered on this one. Shout out to the hula hoops. But we are definitely gonna pay for the taxes on this one. Again, as MJ said, he already said it about 3 times. So if you haven't heard it, that means you wasn't listening. Put it in the comment section with the hashtag, your Twitter handle, your Instagram, whatever you need. And then tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, we will spin that wheel, and one lucky subscriber / viewer / avid listener will get a free-ish 3-day trip to give away. All you got to do is pay the flight. This is the first of many giveaways that we are giving away here at the scene. So make sure you're sticking around. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you spreading the word. We growing, baby. God breathed on this. We got a chance on this. Let's get back into the action. Next game on the docket, not quite as exciting. However, the team playing is very exciting. You got the Cincinnati Bengals going to play the New York Spirit Airlines. Over under is 43. The Jets are getting 11 points. I think the Bengals should go in there and not only cover, they should blow them out of the water. Zach Wilson is out. Corey Davis is out. The Bengals are healthy. The Jets quite simply are not. They got like 95 people listed as questionable, and they don't even have 95 players on the roster. So I don't even know how that's possible. Give me the Bengals. Give me Jamar Chase. This offense is nice. This defense is nice. Matter of fact, this offense is filthy. Give me Joe Burrow. Give me Joe Mixon. Give me Jamar Chase. That's Triple J's, Jack. Give me the Bengals by a lot. Vic?
I mean, this is a pretty much stay healthy game for the Bengals. They're coming off a 24-point win over the Ravens. Like you said, this should be a game that they dominate, that they control from beginning to end. This is Joe Burrow versus Mike White. Mike White literally making his second overall start of his career, despite being a 4-year veteran of this of the league. Joe Burrow and the Bengals should be able to take this win very easily. and get out of New York nice, safe, and healthy, please.
Indeed,
Bengals.
indeed. Yup, simple as that. MJ. Oh, MJ now risking it all with it in the tailgate. It's all right. We know he going with the Bengals. We know that. Jacksonville at Seattle. Jacksonville coming out of a bye week. Seattle still got Geno, but good news for Seattle is Russell Wilson might be back next week. I know he's not scheduled to go back to week 10. I don't think he can come back to week 10, but there is very good news in the Russell Wilson department. So hopefully he misses only one more game. I think if you're Seattle, you got to win one without this dude. Like, you got to win at least one without this dude. Because if you don't, that talks to me more about Pete Carroll. Jerm talked about it last week. I disagreed with him, but if they lose this one, I can't keep disagreeing with him. One thing you cannot do against any of us is be wrong and strong. It's just not going to happen. They're going to pick apart every hole. Pete, it's on you, baby. All that gum chewing and whatever you're doing to keep your energy at 79 years old, you better bring it today, because there is no reason why you should lose to a team that hasn't even gone through football puberty, let alone football maturity. So give me the Seahawks 17-16. Vic?
Let me read you the quote Pete Carroll had this week. I've been here a long time. If we didn't have Russell, I probably wouldn't have been here a long time. Think of all the magic he's created throughout the years. One of the winningest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, and it would be really fun when he comes back and plays football again for us this year. We miss him, and in the meantime, we're going to fight and claw doing what we can. That is some big words from one of the most successful coaches in the NFL, somebody that we think is a top 5 coach in this league, but he understands the importance of the quarterback position, the importance of Russell Wilson specifically, and it goes to show you, Pete, you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Now, yes, it was a thumb injury, but he did hit Aaron Donald in the helmet. Why was Aaron Donald in the backfield? Of course, that's a different defensive lineman right there. But it goes to show you, no beef Lombardi. Protect your quarterbacks, because that is the most important position in the sport and all of sports. And Pete Carroll basically said it right there. Russell Wilson is the best player that he's had in his coaching career.
Oh, by far. But no offense to Earl, no offense to Bam Bam Cam, no offense to Bobby Wagner, no offense to Richard Sherman, no offense to Michael Bennett, no offense to nobody. There's been a lot of great players to come through Pete Carroll's system over the last 10 years. But Russell Wilson is the best, and it is showing big time. Germ?
I'm taking the Jags today.
I like it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I just don't.
I was torn.
I just don't have good. Seattle right now just doesn't have good stock with me, and I can't force myself to pick them. So give me the healthier team.
By rights.
Let me go ahead and go, because I did have to use the bathroom, so I didn't want y'all to see that. Why would I want y'all to see that? That's pause. That's all of the pause. So bro. Right, first pick is Cincinnati. As far as Seattle and Jaguars, I am completely torn on this, because AGS is written all over this right now. But because I'm going to play it safe, because I have a great lead against all of you guys, I'm going to go Seattle. Only because I have a great lead on you. If I didn't have a great lead, I probably would have picked Jacksonville, which means do not pick this game. Don't pick it. Just leave it alone. Here's the thing about gambling. You don't have to pick every game. Just pick the games you're sure on. This is not a game I'm sure on. I'm going to pick Seattle, but I don't like it. I don't.
So we're going to go with one more rapid fire game, and then we got 3 games that we're going to talk about, 3 very crucial games, being Patriots at Chargers, Buccaneers at Saints, and then the Sunday night showdown between the Vikings and the Cowboys. A lot of details coming up for that game, so make sure you stick around. We got 4 more games to talk about. We'll be out of here soon. We appreciate everybody who's been listening. Let's take a little woosah. Let's get all the bad energy out. Let's take a little spiritual break, and let's get into it. Washington at Denver. Washington is Washington is getting 3.5 points. Over under is 45. Denver seems to only win games by 4 points or less. So that's why Vegas give you that 3.5. Von Miller or no Von Miller, I think Washington has way too many things they need to figure out. After what started off as it seems like a great building year one last year, seems like organizationally as a football team, they've taken a step back. Why exactly? I'm not too sure. I don't think it's just because of the quarterback. I think there is, I don't know what it is, but this Washington team has not been playing to the level that they're supposed to be playing. I'm taking Denver in this game. I have no confidence in that pick. I just think Denver's got a little more structure heading into this game. So give me Denver by a field goal. Germ?
FC Washington. Give me Washington today. This is a game that they can win today. I think you run the ball, you get the Denver defenders out in space, but most importantly, a mobile or agile quarterback is something that Denver is not going to really be able to stop. So give me Washington.
Okay. Vic?
This one was a tough game for me. It's, Teddy Bridgewater, somebody who does not turn over the ball much. He had no interceptions in the first 3 games, but now he has 5 in the last 3. So, he's been turning over the ball a lot. Like Mo alluded to, Washington has just not lived up to expectations, especially from the defensive front. That front four is just not getting the same amount of pressure. I am going to take the Broncos in this game. I think that, in terms of fantasy purposes, Antonio Gibson will be a good play. I think that the receiver who's escaping my mind right now for the Broncos. No, Terry McLaurin will be a good play. But for the Broncos,
that's Sutton.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton, to me, I think is going to be a good play today, Germ. So I'm taking the Broncos in this game. I think Teddy Bridgewater gets back on track. And I think Sutton gets 2 touchdowns today against the Washington defense. So I'm taking the Broncos.
I like that. Germ?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing for me. I mean, I don't think I already picked Washington.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm sorry, MJ.
Yeah, I got stuck for a second. Like, wait.
So this is how I feel about this game. I'm going to take my oldest sister, who is here with the tailgate, to pick it because I don't know who the hell are going to win. So you go ahead and
what's up, sis?
Who you gonna pick?
What's up?
We
Can I just say this real quick?
Go ahead.
Me being, I was a commentator back in my day. I didn't want to let y'all know this, but I pretty know a lot about football. What I want to say is the quarterback on Denver's team is showing a little inconsistency. So what I would do is go for Washington and go Bears.
Wow.
I like it.
She ain't allowed to pick for you. You got to pick for yourself. You got to pour your own troubles.
Hey, I just alluded to it. Teddy Bridgewater has been inconsistent.
Hey,
not a lot of interceptions. So
I'm gonna pick Denver, but now I'm not.
You can't do it now. Hey, all right. Next game on the docket. Let's start with the to me, these are, we already talked about some of the 2 big ones, but these are the 3 probably biggest games outside of the Indy Tennessee game. First one is the Patriots at the Chargers. Why is this a big game? Because Justin Herbert in his starts against Belichick last year had the worst game of his entire career. I mean, it was bad. For the Patriots, they did not elevate Brian Poole. That's why I went to you, Germ, because I've been looking for that news all day. The expectation was they might possibly elevate Brian Poole to the starting lineup. He is still on their practice squad, so maybe they're just giving him another week to get acclimated with that defense, because the Patriots defense has been very up and down. So which Patriots defense is going to show up today? That's going to be very, very dependent on whether Dante Hightower is going to go. He is listed as questionable in this game. So is Kyle Van Noy, although they did travel. On the offensive side of the football, David Andrews, Shaq Mason, and Jonnu Smith are all listed as questionable, but they are likely to play, and they need to play in this game. They're going to need everybody. Hunter Henry is going to be good to go. They're going to need everybody as Mac Jones continues to grow. Austin Eckler, as we know, he's ready to go. So, fellas, let's slow it down a little bit. Let's talk about Mac Jones and Justin Herbert. Let us focus on these two quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, good projections in their future. Both kind of, I mean, Mac Jones, the type of game he's having, the type of career he's having so far, you could say has somewhat similar to how Justin Herbert started off his career, where it's up and down, but you see flashes of greatness. Vic, these are two of your favorites. What have you seen so far early? What are you expecting today?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Mac Jones, man, I just his pocket presence, his pocket ability, another term that Mo has created, pocket ability, or whichever way he likes to say it. But I mean, it's been impressive. His control of the offense has been impressive. Justin Herbert, I mean, just that arm is elite. Okay, I don't know if it's Josh Allen level, but it's probably the next, if Josh Allen has a 99 power, okay, MJ, Herbert got like a 98.5 or something like that, because that's some strong arm strength there. The Patriots did win this game, beat the Chargers and Herbert 45-0 last year. That's a big win. The defense is, roughly kind of healthy, still strong point of the Patriots, football team. The run game has been very impressive, and they're going up against a defense that's given up 169 rush yards a game average in the Chargers, which has been kind of disappointing with the talent that they have on that roster. This one is tough for me, but I am picking the Patriots to win this game, Mo.
Wow.
I think that Mac Jones, with the run game, with the defense and the schemes that Bill Belichick is able to put defensively against the Chargers, I think they'll be able to win this game. Now, the offensive line, Bill has to be better with some of his personnel decisions. The offensive line has not been good, but they will rush the ball. They will run the ball very well against the Chargers, and I think Mac Jones will make enough plays to keep this a tight game and win the game. I think they'll win by 3. I think they win this game by 3.
Okay. Germ, let's talk about these two quarterbacks and what you've seen so far and give me a prediction.
I don't want to talk about the quarterbacks.
All right.
I want to talk about the defense.
Okay.
Chargers. I got questions. 2 of them. Number 1, do y'all ever want to stop the run? Ever? Because it don't seem like y'all ever want to. I don't understand. I don't get it. Number 2, Chargers. This is my other question. Are we ever going to get to the point where we're playing more man coverage than we're playing zone? I'm over the zone. Enough. You have athletes. You have everything you need. I know you may be progressively trying to work your team into it and figure out your identity. I'm here to tell you your identity. You're a press man with a mixture of matchup zone type of a defense. You're going to have to blitz in certain situations to stop the run. You're going to have to make sure that your safeties are in the box. Hypothetically, Derwin James, to help you stop the run as a 4th linebacker sometimes. Yes. And also he's going to have to cover some tight ends and things like that in the slot. And maybe even some big receivers. Stop doing the opposite of what I'm saying, because otherwise you're just not going to make it to January. Patriots, who cares? You're still not going to win anything this year. Just keep getting better. Keep trying to build what you got to build. Bill, listen to me. Isaiah Wynn is not a damn left tackle.
No.
If I see him line up at left tackle today, I'm going to send you a gift in the mail that is going to be my middle finger at you every time I see you say F the position of left tackle by putting Isaiah Wynn at the position. And you're pretty much saying F Mac Jones every time you do so. Well, stop it.
We talked about this when the last season Brady had, it was Brady was skills are diminishing. He's not what he used to be, this, that, and the other. And again, same stuff. The receivers have been very underachieving despite all the money that they've spent on there, especially the tight ends. Jonnu Smith has just not lived up to that $50 million contract. Jacoby Myers has probably been your best receiver, but he has 0 touchdowns all season. And Nelson Aguilar, I don't know where he's been. Mac Jones is, again, just been so impressive despite the talent on offense, especially at left tackle. German and I talked about it before. Isaiah Wynn is a right guard. I mean, it's a guard in the NFL. And also Jonah Williams, Germ, and the Bengals, despite him having a better season, he was awful last week. Another guy that should be a guard in the NFL. So I don't know. They're gonna have to hire the Views crew as some scouts here for some of this offensive line help. But other than that, man,
it's atrocious.
Hopefully I think the Patriots might be able to pull this off.
And shouts out to Rashawn Slater.
Mm.
He has made the transition as a 6'3" left tackle, and it's working. But it's because he has the feet to go along with at least having the nice. He has very active hands.
Yes.
Active hands, you can play left tackle, but you have to have great feet. You're not beating Slater on the initial move. You have to beat him with counters. Mm-hmm. That's the sign of a solid left tackle.
Mm-hmm. MJ?
I'm looking at Matt Judon and seeing what type of impact he has. Even with that impact, I think Justin Herbert is athletic enough to be able to still gain yards when he gets pressured. And also, I think he's accurate enough to be able to make plays when he extends the play. With that being said, I love everything that Belichick does as far as maximizing his ability. He reminds me of Greg Popovich in basketball.
Oh, hell yeah.
But the problem is, it's like X's and Joe's is over X's and O's.
Amen, baby. Amen, baby.
He does not have the X's and Joe's to do what he's supposed to do. No. So I would be a fool to pick against that. No offense to anybody who picks the Patriots, because I know it's any given Sunday, but I'm going to go with the Chargers because it's just the better pick, because I'm going to pick the better team.
Hey, MJ, is that the brown people's logo to your left right there?
Yeah, it's what brown.
Yeah.
They don't do. I mean, I know where you at, so they don't do much. So I'm just I had no consistency with it. I just had to get somewhere where there wasn't gonna be noise, because I got fish out here. I had to pee. Like, it's a lot going on right now in the tailgate. Like, I don't know what the tailgate consisted of. I'm letting people know, for the people who first got on, we are way more like crisp on this. I'm crisp all the time, but for the most part, as of right now, because I'm around family and because I'm at a tailgate, you're going to see the ratchet part of it. So you see the ratchet right now. It is what it is. And, I'm giving out a free trip. So if you can't handle the ratchet, I'm giving out a free trip. And you still judge me. I don't want to give you a free trip anyway. That's how I feel.
Facts. As far as this game is concerned, listen, if the Patriots win this game, this is my bold prediction. If the Patriots win this game, the Patriots will make the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. However, this doesn't change the fact that this is a measuring stick game for the Patriots, regardless of how you look at it. This is also a measuring stick game for Justin Herbert. This is also a measuring stick game for the Chargers coaching staff. There is a lot going on in this game. This game is a lot more telling. This game has a lot more significance as far as the overall season image goes, because you got two young quarterbacks trying to figure it out. You got a quarterback who feels like he's on the verge of just exploding through that glass ceiling and getting closer to his peak, where you got Mac Jones, where it's like, yo, I can do this. I can play in this league. I can understand what the defense is trying to do to me. I can figure out where my best matchup is. Shout out to the coaching staff for the Patriots, because to me, just being as real as I can be, that is still the best coaching staff in the league. And I don't think it's even a question. You still got Belichick. You still got McDaniels, who's just an offensive wizard. And then you got so much experience and continuity across the board everywhere else. It is no question to me that this is the best coaching staff in the entire NFL. I think they will have a solid game plan to keep this game competitive. At the end of the day, what it comes down to, like MJ talked about, the Chargers has got a little more X's and Joe's, and the Patriots got a little more X's and O's. X's and Joe's over X's and O's. Give me the Chargers to win this game 25-19. But I think this game is going to show that Mac Jones is that guy for New England, and that the Patriots are really just a couple pieces here and there away from really being there. So this game, as long as the Patriots do their job well, I think is gonna lead to a lot of good things for New England in the future. But give me the Chargers to win this game by a touchdown without the extra point. Next game on the dock. Go ahead.
If they play next year, I will pick the Patriots. That's how close they are.
I feel it. Next game on the docket, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are getting 4.5 points. The Saints are home underdogs. As far as the injury report is concerned, Antonio Brown is out in this game. I think, again, when you have the depth that the Buccaneers have, there is no reason to rush anybody back. So Antonio Brown will not play in this game, but he should be 100% ready to go in 2 weeks when they come off their bye week. Levante David, he was limited earlier in the week, but he was a full participation on Friday, and he's going to be ready to go. Rob Gronkowski is game time decision. Same with Jason Pierre-Paul. As far as the Saints are concerned, Taysom Hill, what's going on? Taysom Hill is out.
I had to get them on because they said, yo, we got to let them know that the Bears going to win. I'm like,
the Bears going to win.
That's what they said. Like,
the energy is too good for the Bears not to win. Matt Nagy is out. The stars are aligned, baby. The stars are aligned, MJ. Taysom Hill is out. Andreas Pete is out. And so is Peyton Turner and Dwayne Washington. Devontae Harris, the wide receiver, he is questionable. And then Marshawn Lattimore, he is good to go, even though he's on the injury report with a hand. Michael Slant Boy Thomas has still not been activated, but we are waiting on that. I got a lot to say on this game. I'll start it off with this.
Some point you are. Like, I didn't plan on that. They just rolled up on it.
Oh, I ain't got no beef with it. As far as this game is concerned,
if you did, you wouldn't win a Lombardi.
I was going to say that, but I was going to just go off of it. Two things real quick for this game. Number one, Jameis Winston is learning how to be a quarterback game manager. And I think that is a very dangerous thing. I think that is a very good thing. You are seeing a lot more quicker releases from him. You are seeing him processing things and be like, I'm not doing that this year. Let me go to this guy. And obviously this guy, most of the time, is Alvin Kamara. And that is never a bad idea to get him the ball. The second thing is going to be the ultimate deciding factor of this football game. Have the Buccaneers offense learned to communicate when they're on the road? This offense, when they're at home, you can't stop them. On the road, you got a shot. And I think this, more than anything, is a measuring stick game for the Buccaneers offense more than anything. Whether they have AB or Gronk or not, this is a measuring stick game for how evolved has the communication become with this Buccaneers offense when they are on the road. You got fans this year. We know it gets loud in that stadium, and they are going to be loud because there is a lot of confidence and swagger for this Saints team. I dare as hell say that this New Orleans Saints team has a little more unity than what they've been having over the last years with Drew Brees as their quarterback. I'm not saying Drew Brees was the problem. I'm just saying he wasn't the solution. So I think the Saints are coming into this game with a lot of confidence and a lot of swag and a potential for an upset. Vic?
There is a lot of talk about in this game, some interesting points, some interesting nuggets. This should be a fun game. On paper, it looks like the Bucs should be able to dominate, but I don't think that's going to be the case. If we think about it first in the Buccaneers side of things, we have Antonio Brown is out, and we have Robert Gronkowski out as well, right? Am I
game time decision?
Game time decision. Another interesting stat for that offense: Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore. Says Marshawn has come into the league, they have lined up 96 times against each other. Marshawn and Mike. There's one reception that Mike Evans has had with Marshawn Lattimore, covering him. That was one reception, and that's a 3-yard touchdown.
That touchdown pass?
Yes.
In the playoffs?
Out of 96 times. That's according to Next Gen Stats. Something that I pulled up there. So that is tough. Without Rob, without Antonio Brown. And if Mike Evans kind of gets shut down, we're going to see how Brady can kind of manipulate this defense, see what kind of things he'll be able to pull off. I think that they run the ball very well. Leonard Fournette, I don't know if anybody has seen the video of him this week. He was mic'd up and he laughs every time he gets touched. I swear it's hilarious. It looks like he's ticklish. Yeah. They tackle him and he starts laughing. He goes in for a block, he starts laughing. So the dude must tickle him more than anything.
Hey, man.
But I think that the Bucs are going to have to run the ball a lot. They do anyways. I think Brady brings that kind of mentality to a football game. He understands from his Patriot days, run the football. That's how you win games. You get the passing game off of that. For the Saints offense, Winston has cut down on his interceptions significantly.
Yes.
He has 3 this year. That is 5th lowest in the league. Okay, who would have said that would have been the case this year? Like I said, I thought that Jameis needed another shot. I think that he needs to take more risks downfield, but it should be an easier game for them. I think the Bucs defense is still trying to find itself. This is a tough one. I'm gonna let everybody else talk about it before I make my pick, Mo, because this also was a tough one for me to decide.
I got you.
This game.
I got you, Germ. I already know what Germ's gonna say.
This is about to be a massacre. This is about to be an ass whooping, ass smacking right here. Y'all like girls with big butts? That's what this is. The Saints are the girl with the big butt. Because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is about to spank that ass. Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why they about to spank that ass. Yeah, it's Halloween, so we about to get busy. It's that time, the energy. I ate a couple pistachios. We got my blood sugar back where it needed to be. It's time to get in the bag. Plain and simple. 2 things that the Saints don't do well. They do not cover running backs out of the backfield well. Giovanni Bernard will get whatever he wants today. The other thing here is, if there is any indication from Mike Evans playing the way he played last week, that the Buccaneers are going to start being able to use him more, this is the Mike Evans that we need to see. Because if he's catching the ball, if he's dominating on the outside, there isn't maybe 4 of the receivers in the NFL who are better than him. Mm-hmm. And we're talking just being honest when it comes down to it all together. And one of them happens to be on his team.
Yeah.
Not much Lattimore is doing besides being physical with him as possible.
Yes.
Mike just has to catch the ball. It's really that simple. So moving forward, they're about to spank that ass. Jameis, I want you to know something. You're going to meet Pierre Desir today. You're going to meet James Dean today.
Yup.
You're going to meet Antoine Winfield Jr. You're going to meet Antoine's son. You are going to throw some interceptions today. I'm predicting 3 interceptions for Jameis Winston. I'm predicting 5 sacks for this Tampa Bay front 7. And I'm predicting a 38-12 game.
Damn.
I said that's the girl with the big butt, and the Bucs is this hand going like.
Somebody mute him.
What's up, MJ?
All right, so the butt that he's talking about has injections in it, though. So the slap ain't gonna be is what you think it's gonna be.
But no, so you gotta hit it like that.
I don't care how
you hit it.
Bounce back and it's gonna hurt your palm.
Yep. No matter what.
Hey, like motherfuckers is putting cement in their ass right now. Like I think that's dangerous. I'm not slapping. Would you slap concrete, John? For no reason?
Yep. I'm on my Greg Meckel.
You are not gonna slap pavement for no reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Hey, I'm gonna do my Greg McElroy.
I'm done. But I still think the Bucs is gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be like the ass slapping that you talking about.
No,
it's not the ass slapping because you're first and foremost, it's still a conference game,
division game.
I think that the Bucs is going to win because they still haven't figured out how to really use Jameis for the weapon that he is. They're still trying to turn Jameis into Drew Brees. That's the reason why they're so inconsistent. Just let Jameis be Jameis, and you have no idea what possibly could happen. but you still want the next Drew Brees. And when you look for the next Drew Brees, and there's a person that is not Drew Brees, you're going to end up being at best 500.
Yeah.
That is the reason why New Orleans is going to lose. Nothing more, nothing less. You're going to have him dink and dunk when he has an arm that can cover 70 yards. And that's your fault. Because at some point, you have to let go of the time that you won the Super Bowl, and you have to be able to embrace the fact that I have a talent that I'm not used to using, and I have to build around it. Until you do that, you're not going to win. You're going to be a 500 team. So, do I think that the New Orleans Saints will eventually beat the Bucs this season? Yes. I don't think it's going to be this week, though. So, give me the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think the Bucs should sweep this series for this season regardless. But if the Saints are actually going to get a game, it's got to be in this game. Jameis, with that 138 passer rating at home, that leads the NFL. Regardless of that, though, he is still willing to take more shots when he's at home, and he's going to have to risk it here a little bit if they want to compete in this game for 60 minutes. Don't risk it all, but you got to risk it a little bit to get it there in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity.
That's right.
Put the risk it all down and put your name and your handle so that we could be able to help. Because I don't think y'all understand what we're giving you right now.
Nope, they don't.
We're giving you a trip in which Mo already said he's gonna pay the taxes.
We got you on pretty much everything.
He already paid taxes on the hotel. He paid on it. So all you gotta do is get the flight.
Figure out how to get there. That's all you got to do. Figure out how to get there.
Flights is only about $285 with the pandemic. If you bring somebody with you, that's a 500 piece to go to Sin City. I don't know how else we could beat that. So go ahead and put that in right now. If you missed it, for the 14 people that's here that did not put hashtag risk it all with their name, do it right now.
Yup.
I've never done no stuff like this to be able to remind y'all to give y'all something free. That ain't how it works. But I'm gonna do the case for the coach.
Hey, as far as Mike Evans, yeah, he's been hot. Five touchdowns, I think, in the last 3 games. This is going to be the Chris Godwin show. Chris Godwin has the matchup to be in the slot and just work it all day long. Yes. So I think if you're going to start anybody for this Bucs team, it's got to be Chris Godwin on the fantasy end. Definitely start Tom Brady. I still think he's going to throw 3 touchdowns. I still think the Buccaneers are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be a much better game than most people anticipate. So give me the Bucs 29-24, Tampa Bay Bucs. Yeah. Next game, and we're going to wrap it up after. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me.
Oh, you didn't make a prediction?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'll take the Bucs as well. I think that I think Scotty Miller is going to get couple important receptions in this game. And definitely Chris Godwin is going to dominate, like Mo said. I'll take the Bucs to win this game by 3 as well, or by 3. You said 29-24?
I said 29-24. Yes, sir.
I'll take them by 3. I think 32-29.
Where are they going to get all these points from?
It'll be there. It'll be there. Okay. Kamara, shout out to Kamara, who should have a good game too.
But he got 45 on his ass, and I ain't talking about Donald Trump. Biden.
All right, listen. Next game on the docket, we got the Vikings at the Cowboys. I mean, sorry, the Cowboys at the Vikings. Cowboys at the Vikings. Over-under is 51.5. The Cowboys are getting 3 points, which means the Vikings are 3-point favorites. Let's start with Dak Prescott before we get into the rest of the injury report. Dak Prescott is a game-time decision. If there was ever a game-time decision, it is this one. The expectation is that he's going to have a pregame workout. At that point, the Cowboys and Dak will decide if he should go. But you read up on this, you start to see some things. Apparently, Dak Prescott is not fully comfortable with his ankle. Apparently, despite the bye week, he is still feeling some soreness and some discomfort after practice and when he wakes up in the morning. Even after all the treatment, he is still experiencing soreness and discomfort, and that's as the latest as of Friday. He is still experiencing those things. So, Vic, this is your expertise here.
Let's go first on this one because I got to log off after this.
All right, go ahead.
So, I'm going to say this. Do not bet on this game. I'm going to pick the Cowboys because I trust their defense, which is something that I couldn't say not since, I don't know, 1994. I trust their defense enough to be able to handle business whether Dak Prescott plays or not. And I also refuse to bet on a team in the Vikings that have been inconsistent as they have been. So no matter what happens, whether Dak plays or not, I think Ezekiel Elliott is enough. I think their defense is enough. And I think their wide receiver core is enough to be able to make their quarterback, the backup quarterback, look just as good as they need. So give me the Cowboys no matter what happens, but do not bet on that game because if Dak Prescott plays, this is when we like looking at probably a 10 or 14 point blowout. If he doesn't play, then it might be a field goal.
Okay.
So
don't. I got you. I got Vic.
Good.
MJ. You still there? All right, MJ gone. We appreciate all the support and the love, MJ. Again, shout out to you and the First Lady for setting up this Vegas giveaway trip. You already know all the details by now. If you've been listening, we ain't gonna give it to you even more. We've said it all. You should know exactly what you need to do. Tomorrow, 7:30, we will spin that wheel. Vic, let's talk about Dak real quick. We got about 5-6 minutes here to go. Let's talk about Dak real quick. If you are in a position to make a decision on Dak Prescott, what would you vote with everything that we know has been happening this week?
Yeah, I mean, rumor has it that if they would have played last week, he would have been out for that game.
Right.
That seems to be significant. He did injure that calf on the last play of the game in which he threw the touchdown pass. That's a tough thing for him. Who knows, if that's any way, related to his previous injury. But I think he should play if he feels at least 75%, because I mean, a couple of things, for this game, the Cowboys offensive line has been dominant. Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard have been excellent because of it. I think they'll be able to, at least rush the ball 35 to 40 times in today's game and control it. This is a team that is averaging 34 points a game. That is number one in the league in comparison to the Vikings. Despite how much offensive talent they have, they're only averaging 24 points. So I think that they should be able to run the ball, control the clock. They've done well against the Vikings the last couple of years. So I think that they should be able to, relieve some pressure off of Dak and just let Ezekiel and Tony Pollard control this game.
Yeah, because like you said, La'el Collins is back in this one.
La'el Collins is also back. He is trying out at the left guard position as well. So you have a situation where that left side can be boosted. An impressive. Yeah, exactly. Boosted, because, Steele, the right tackle, has been pretty good in his Lyle's absence. So
right.
If he's on the left side with Tyrone Smith, that can be dominant for the Cowboys going forward.
No, I agree 100%. As far as the Vikings are concerned, D.A. Westbrook is questionable, and Michael Pierce will miss his third game in a row. Defensive end Patrick Jones, I think he's the third-round pick. He is questionable, yes. Unlikely to play. But then for the Cowboys, as we talked about, Tyron Smith dealing with an ankle injury is expected to play, and La'el Collins should be in there in some capacity tonight. I think this game really comes down to the Vikings and the Cowboys matching up so similarly. But the Cowboys just seemed like a hard team to play with for 60 minutes. You got to give it your all to play with the Cowboys for 60 minutes.
Yes.
If we get a chance to go live before the game, I'll get into more of a detailed breakdown as to what I think is going to happen in this game. The impact of Dak Prescott is huge. If he doesn't play, I'm definitely going with Minnesota. But if he plays at any capacity, I'm going with Dallas to win this game. I think Ezekiel Elliott is going to have a big one. I think he's going to go off. I think you give him that ball 25 times, let him get 130 yards, let him just wear down that defense more and more and more as the game goes on. Limit the possessions that Kirk Cousins and this at any given point potentially explosive offense could just go off with Thielen and Jefferson and all the guys at their disposal. But I think Dallas is going to continue to rise, continue to surge. That defense should continue to get better and play to the Rexes and Joes that they have. Give me Dallas to win this game. I'm going Dallas 27-25. Germ?
I meditated briefly, And in the meditation that I got some clarity because I never wanted to go to Dakota. I always just going over my cousin's house. So give me my cousin's house because that's where I'm getting ready to go. As long as we always moving on up like the Jeffersons, and as long as we always got a place that we can, make food, cook food, whatever the case may be, I'm always gonna take the Vikings.
I got you. So you got this feeling. That feeling gonna go off tonight. I see you. Vic, give me your predictions.
I'm taking the Cowboys. I think they'll do enough of that run game.
I got you. Again, shout out to everybody in the comment section. I have not seen the comment section this lit in a long time. Jerry, Tanya, Josh, Jaquan, Big Shot, Tyshawn, Storms, as we talked about, Wallet, Mr. Matthew over there, Verdell, Jorge. I almost called you Jose. My bad. That's a little racist on my part. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. KG giving all kinds of slander to the Denver Broncos. We love y'all. We appreciate the support. Make sure you are tuned in tomorrow night. I got the names written down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. So we still got 5 slots open. Spread the word. We got 5 slots open for this game, for this giveaway. Tomorrow night, 7:30, we will spin that wheel and figure out who is going to be going to Vegas for 3 days. We are going to have you covered for your stay. We are paying for the taxes on your flight. All you got to do is pay to get there and enjoy 3 wonderful days in Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you. Shout out to Vic. Shout out to Germ. Definitely shout out to Myron Jenkins and his first lady, Marquita Williams. Enjoy the games. Game thread is going up. Join the group. Views from the 22 on Facebook. Make sure you are following us on Instagram, the.scene, scene spelled SCEN, short for Sports Culture and Entertainment Network, emphasis on the entertainment. And then on Twitter, scene_the, same thing, SCEN_THE. We will catch y'all later. We will see y'all tomorrow. We will see y'all at the game thread. Take us home, True.
22.